Hello, welcome to Foreign Matters, titled Springtime in Tehran. A bit frosty in the studio. Barack Obama's sunny expression beams down upon the city of Tehran from beyond the Alborz Mountains, his warming smile symbolic of the end of winter, as the spring festival of Nowruz, of renewal, begins. It's a balmy 23 degrees centigrade today. The sun is shining, the snows on the slopes above the capital are melting quickly. Now, enough about the weather. What about the steel-cold resolve of the Iranian regime? Well, it depends on what they want, what they really, really want. The late Ayatollah Khomeini wrote a letter saying Iran needed a nuclear bomb. When this was released a few years ago, it became as quite a surprise, given that he'd previously said that nuclear power was evil. Some clerics in Iran, though, believe that Khomeini was right, and that the only way to secure God's will of the Shia Iranian version of Islam is to get the bomb. If that is Iranian policy, then Obama's melting overtures will go nowhere. If, however, the Iranians are not hell-bent on dominating the region with the firepower of a nuclear weapon, then these opening bars of the diplomatic symphony may be the start of a new era. To celebrate Nowruz, President Obama released a video message to the Iranian people and to the leadership as well, and it was subtitled in Farsi. He chose his words carefully, saying in Diplo-speak, "You're not the axis of evil. We don't want war. That was all yesterday, the other lot." Now, what he actually said was, "My administration is now committed to diplomacy that addresses the full range of issues before us." He then signaled that his administration does not seek regime change. He used Iran's official title, the Islamic Republic of Iran. Now, the Bush administration would either have used the word regime or simply Iran. Then came the stick, quote, "That place cannot be reached through terror or arms," for which read, "Will you please quit helping Hamas and Hezbollah and just pack in that nuclear bomb stuff?" Now, the Iranians have responded cautiously, hinting that they want something more concrete, like an offer to end sanctions. So Mr. Obama, Mrs. Clinton and Mr. Brown have all now reached out to Iran with an open hand. They mean what they say, but such public displays of détente are also useful in case things don't work out as planned. Then they can always say to the world, "But you see, we tried diplomacy." The president ended on a cheerful note, Eid-e-Shoma Mubarak, which pretty much means happy holidays. Now, on a less cheery note, although there is a joke coming up, it's just a question of whether it's funny or not. So, the American president is on the Jay Leno show. All is going well. Everyone is smiling and relaxed, perchance too relaxed. Leno asks Obama about 10-pin bowling. Obama says he recently bowled 129. Leno mocks it. Obama joins in and compares it to people performing at the Special Olympics. Quote, it was like Special Olympics or something. Oops. Ah, right. Well, as soon as the media were back on Air Force One, the White House spinner span into action. Quote, "The president made an offhand remark making fun of his own bowling. This was in no way intended to disparage the Special Olympics. He thinks that the Special Olympics are a wonderful program," etc., etc. Well, fair enough. I think we can all agree that the president is a decent sort of fella, a Blair-esque, pretty straight kind of guy. But, and here's the but you can argue with, but doesn't using that sort of language in public betray how, deep down, you don't take certain issues as seriously as your policy statements might suggest? He was using the Special Olympics to demonstrate how rubbish he was at bowling. Nice. When anyone's caught using the N-word, and I'm thinking in particular here of when Big Ron Atkinson called a player a lazy in an off-mic malfunction, I'm never persuaded of the remarks which are made later in clarification, because if you use that word in conversation with no caveats, no context, it shows where you are inside. Now, how damaging is the Obama gaffe? Not very. We're all human. But for the first time since the tidal wave of the immensity of being in office washed over him, I thought his feet sank slightly below the waterline upon which he's been walking. That's Foreign Matters. See you next time.